welcome to School Talk. My name is Niamh and I am a speech and language therapist with Evelina London Children and Young People's Speech and Language Therapy Services. This month our theme on School Talk is all around emotional regulation, and you'll see weekly videos around kind of tips and activities that we can support our child with when facilitating that discussion of emotions, how we can regulate them, how we can manage them. So today's video is all around emotion regulation. We're going to be discussing how we can create a visual resource at home to open up the discussion, identify emotions, how we can regulate them and manage some of those trickier emotions. So today's video is mainly aimed at those in EYFS and Key Stage 1. Please have a look through our videos for other age groups, as each video kind of caters for a different age group. So the activity that we're going to be doing today is making a really easy, simple resource to support how we can manage some of those trickier emotions. We are going to be using a visual timetable as usual, and also sharing a tip of the week. All of the resources that I've created today have been created at home using just a pen and paper, so please feel free to join in at home or save this video for later to create some of the resources with your child or students that you are supporting. Okay, so let's get started. So we have our visual timetable here, which I've really simply made at home. We have said our hello, and our hello is now finished, so we can cross that off. Next, we have our tip of the week. So our tip of the week this week is all around keeping things simple. And we've shared something similar to this before in videos. But for this one, and for kind of emotional regulation and supporting your child, it's about thinking what's really personal to your child or your student, what motivates them, and what will make the most impact. So throughout this video, when we're thinking of strategies and how we can manage emotions and what we can do when feeling some of those trickier emotions, keeping that in mind, that thinking of what's motivating for your child, what creates that happy response, and that's how we're going to make the most impact. So keeping things personal this week is our tip of the week. So we can cross this off. Our tip of the week has now finished, and we are moving on to our activity. So our activity of this week is creating a visual resource to support that discussion around managing emotions and identifying emotions. We know that emotions can be quite a tricky thing for children to understand, especially the younger ones, as it can be quite abstract. But it's really important, and we know when we don't regulate our emotions or when we have difficulty managing them, it impacts on our interactions and our engagement with others. But also if we think if a child struggles to manage those emotions in a classroom environment, that might inhibit their access to learning, how they engage with their peers, and their overall engagement in the school day and in classroom activities. So it's a really important one, and hopefully today's activity and resources that we will make will support you in that discussion around emotions and how we can regulate them. So I will be picking the kind of trickier emotions of feeling tired today, feeling sad. Some of these emotions that we see can crop up quite a lot with the younger ones, and when identifying them and what we can do to make us feel better when we're feeling these. So a resource that I've made before the video today, and we'll be creating one together also here, is the emotion of feeling tired. So I have my visual resource that I've made at home, and I put the emotion at the top. So let's say your child or student has said that they're feeling tired today. So we have put the emotion on top that we're feeling tired, and I have, when I feel tired, I can feel better by. So we have 3 circles here of 3 things that we can do to help us feel better when we're feeling tired. My first one here is having a rest. So having a little rest and having some time to ourselves might help us when we're feeling tired. Our next one is eating a healthy snack, and we have going outside or getting some fresh air. I've just drawn some really simple emotion or visuals here to represent some of these strategies, and you can get your child involved in drawing these emotions, or you can draw them, they can colour them in, you can get them as involved as you like to really kind of engage them in what we can do when we're feeling tired. So that's what our resource would look like once we've finished. So in today's video, we are going to be doing the resource for feeling sad. So this is one that we might see often, and for whatever reason, our child has identified that they're feeling sad. So for the purpose of the resource, we're going to first of all take our blank sheet of paper and our pen and write the emotion that we're trying to manage, okay? So I am going to write sad at the top of my page, and I might just draw a little visual to support my child's understanding. So we are feeling sad today, okay? And then we might have our line of when I feel sad, I can feel better by, and then we might just do ... So your resource will look like this. So when I feel sad, I can feel better by, and then you're going to put in your strategies. So for the purpose of today's video, I'm going to just give you some examples of generic strategies that we can use when we are feeling sad, but this can also facilitate the discussion with your child or student of what makes you feel better when you're feeling sad. So I'm going to draw my first circle, and my first strategy for when I'm feeling sad is going to be talking to someone I trust. So that can be teacher in school, parent, friend. So our first strategy of when we feel sad is to talk to somebody that we know or that we trust. So we'll draw the visual for that. And again, don't worry about having your visuals perfect or pictures. It's just to give your child a general idea, or they can draw it themselves. And we're going to put in talking to someone. Okay, so here I have my first one done, talking to someone. That could be someone in school, someone at home, someone that they trust. And I've just got my two little stick men and my speech bubble for talking to someone. My next strategy that we could use and might be helpful for your child would be doing something that comforts them or is motivating for them. So when they feel sad, I can feel better by playing with my favorite toy. We know that toys can bring a lot of comfort to children, so if they have a favorite one that calms them down, makes them feel happy, then this can be quite a nice strategy to use. So again, drawing your simple visual to represent that. And this can be anything. If there's a specific toy for your child, drawing that toy or using a picture of it as well might be quite nice. So playing with my favorite toy is our next strategy. Again, really simply playing with my favorite toy. That might be a bear, a teddy bear, or any toy that's motivating for your child. And again, if you think it would be helpful for them to colour it in, to engage them in the activity, that might be something nice to do. So we have talking to someone, playing with my favorite toy, and the next example that we're going to use in this video is drawing a picture. So this might be something that makes your child feel better or helps them with that tricky emotion of feeling sad and calms them down. So we are going to draw a little visual for that. And again, this can be anything. I'm just drawing a little picture of a drawing and some pencils to represent drawing a picture. And here we go. We have drawing a picture. So there are just 3 examples of strategies that we could use when our child is feeling sad. Again, just like our tip of the week says, keep things personal. So if you think listening to music or having a cuddle with somebody they like will help, then feel free to put the visual in for that also. Some other ideas might be listening to music, getting some air. So put in those that you think are motivating for your child and help with that tricky emotion of feeling sad. So now at the end of that, we have two lovely resources of strategies that might help when we are feeling sad or when we are feeling tired. So hopefully that's given you a bit of an idea of how you can support your child to manage those trickier emotions. Feel free to make this at home and do it for some more emotions that might crop up, such as feeling angry, feeling bored, feeling excited, and how we can best manage them, or how your child can manage them at home or at school. So there is our activity for today. So we can cross out activity in our timetable. So our activity has finished. And next we are moving on to our summary and goodbye. So I hope today's activity has been helpful for you. Please feel free to try it at home. This video will be saved onto our Facebook page, so feel free to go back to it at a later date. It might be a nice thing to do during the weekend or during school holidays with your child. As we always use the visual timetables, have a go at introducing them at home. You don't have to have specific times, but just kind of a rough estimation as to what's happening during your day to let your child understand what's coming next. If you have any questions, please feel free to check out our website and hopefully some of them will be answered there. And otherwise, thank you for joining us. We will see you here again next week for another video around emotional regulation and how to support your child or students with this. Okay, thank you. Bye.